What up guys, welcome to another video, and in this video I want to teach you a little bit of trick. Now you can consider this video a gift from me to everyone who has made our channel possible. As we speak right now, we have 333 subscribers. The last week we had less than 300, and so very soon we're going to hit the 500 subscriber mark. And if you don't know, YouTube changed their policy recently, so as low as 500 subscribers we should soon be able to get access to more funding options on YouTube. So which means your support has brought us this far, and I thought this would be a good time to do a giveaway. Now, but before we go ahead at all, I need you to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share with your friends, share with somebody you know. This month of September, we have a goal of reaching 1,000 subscribers and hitting the 4,000 hour watch time. To achieve that, we have decided that we're going to upload about 10 videos this month. On a normal day, we would upload like 4 videos every month, but we decided to ramp things up and then get more education out, since we're beginning to get quite some traction on YouTube. So if you're seeing this video for the first time, please just stop right now and hit the subscribe button and hit the like button. It's been wonderful having you, and let us continue. Now, the giveaway I want to give you is a little trick. I learned this trick a few years back. Um, and this trick has saved me from buying one of the 4 colors in your machine. uh, I'll explain how that happens in a minute. So in my last video I showed you how you must need at least cyan, magenta, yellow and black string. And one day I was thinking about this concept, and from my experience in art school I realized that essentially what your machine is doing is that it's mixing colors together, and then using computations to mix those colors together, and then jetting out those computations through the printer head. So one of those days I took some time out to watch the kind of colors that come out from this tank, and I thought to myself, the colors that come out from this tank is black. Why then do I need to buy black? I jostled the idea with a couple of friends, and they had not thought about it before. And so I decided I was going to give it an experiment. Nothing, it's not going to kill you. So I eventually did do the experiment, and guess what? I realized that you don't always need to buy black. Now, I'm going to draw a caveat for that as the procedures, as the video goes, but I just need to do some explanation so that you can really understand why I said you may not always need to buy black. So, to understand this concept, I'm going to have to show you on a computer what I am talking about, so that you can get a theoretical sense of how this works. So give me 1 minute and I'll be back on my computer screen. Alright, so we're on the system, and for you to get a sense of what we're really discussing here, you need to understand how colors work and why I said this hack is very possible for you. By the way, I've used it for the past 5 years, so it's not something we're discussing whether it works or not. I'm only trying to make you see why you should start using it and maybe save some money. So now, if you look at this color, let's say color green, for instance. If you go under here, you will see CMYK, just this region here. So I'm just going to double click on this one and then bring the dialog box up so that you can see the color that's really at work here. Now, it's under the CMYK color model. There are other models there, there's RGB and all, but we're under the CMYK color model. Now, if you look at cyan value at the moment, it is 100. And then the yellow value at this moment is also 100. And that's what you call green. So what that tells you is that green is not a color on its own. Green is a mixture. And that's why this ties almost immediately with the last video we just shot, when I was trying to show you that there is an element of blue in green. So also there's an element of yellow in green. And this is even on the system. When it comes to printing, there's a whole lot more colors at work in trying to deliver those colors. Now, what happens if, so essentially how you get any color in life is just toggling some of these values. So if I put 40 here, and then in K I put 80, this is the color I'm going to have, a dark looking color. Now, what if I make cyan 20, and then I make yellow 37? What am I going to have? I'm going to have a brown. What if I drop my K value to like 30? I'm going to have a light color, right? Because K is what makes your colors look dark. So if I make K black, most likely you're going to get a color. So the degree of density of color, the darkness of your color is determined by the K color, right? So if K was 10, you already know, automatically know the color you're going to get is going to be a very light color. Now, but the density of this as well affects something about the color, right? So if I make this say another 90, and I make this one say another 90, sorry, that was a mistake. So I make this one as well another 90. So you can see the kind of color we get. We get a very dark color, but we don't quite get black. If I remove the black values from there, we get a color that is close to black. That's what I was saying in the previous video. So I recommend that you go back to watch the previous video before this particular video. I'll leave a link there so that you can marry both of these videos together so you can get a sense of how this works. So if you go to here and then make this place 100, and then you come over here and then you make this one as 100 as well, and then you go over here and you make this 100 as well, you're going to get a dark looking color, but it doesn't quite reach black until you begin to work with black here. So the more black you put into this mix, the darker it gets, until when you eventually hit 100, and then you do this. Right at this moment is what we have done when I said, why buy black when your colors all default to black at 100%? I hope you get what I'm saying. Because if the maximum of cyan, if I have equal values of cyan, equal value of magenta, equal value of yellow, and equal value of K, if all equal of those values give me black, then what it tells me is that my ink tank over there is going to turn a black for me. Do you get the drift? Let me show you what I mean. This is my ink tank. Sorry, it's not the prettiest part of this machine, but this is my ink tank. All the waste that comes from this printer head eventually descends into this container. Now, we can assume that by the time we're doing manual pump, the machine is pulling equal volume of black, cyan, magenta, and yellow. Of course, that is an assumption because you can see there are two ink nozzles, ink tubes, two ink tubes for cyan, two ink tubes for magenta, one for yellow and one for black. All of those eventually come together to affect the darkness of the black, and that's where I'm going to stop but with this video. But I'm just trying to say, okay, let's just assume that all these four colors come together and pull at the same time into this waste tank. The color that it gives onto us is a dark color. And some of you may have wondered, why are the colors inside this place black? Well, there's no other color that is going to come out from there other than black, right? So that's why the colors that come from your machine is black, because when you mix all the colors together at once, equal measurement, you're going to get a dark looking color. So that year I just told myself, then why do I buy black every time when my waste tank is essentially delivering black for me? And so I tested it, and trust me, it worked perfectly. But I did have a few problems with it though. The problem I had with it was Because the black that comes from here is a mixture of 2 parts cyan, 2 part magenta with 1 part yellow, 1 part black. The kind of black I was getting there was not as black as the actual black. So I'm going to show you a video of what the black that comes from this machine's waste tank looks like, and what actual black that comes from the manufacturer's place looks like. So by the time we compare those two blacks, I'll now tell you how you can take advantage of this hack and also still take advantage of the manufacturer's design. So we'll get to that right now. Alright, so we're here on the judgment table, and so I have here a cup, a cover full of the actual black that came from the manufacturer, and on this other cup I have a cover of the black that we created from our waste tank. Now, just by looking at both of them, if you were where I am looking at it as I'm looking at it right now, you would think the two colors are the same, and I hope I can be able to show you. But if you look at this color, this is looking slightly reddish. I don't know if you could observe that, but it's not the same with this particular color right here. So this color looks reddish in nature, whereas this other color is perfectly black, pitch black. Now I'm going to attempt to pour it on this little strip of paper, and then we hopefully will be able to see the difference. So I'll pour a little scoop of the actual black, and then I'll pour another scoop of the other black that we made. Now I'm going to see if I can find some light for you, but to be honest, I don't think my camera can show you this detail as much as you'd have wanted to see it. Let me see if I can find another light source. Honestly, there's a subtle difference between both of them, and I can't seem to show that difference to you in this experiment. But this is what I could advise you to do. What you could do is pour a little scoop of the manufacturer's black, and then you pour a scoop from your waste tank, and then do that comparison. You'll see that this one is darker and completely black, whereas these other ones are kind of reddish and are a mixture of those colors. So what you could do, which is my actual hack, is this. You can mix 40% of this one, which is the one you buy from the market, and then you mix 60% of this one, which is the one that you mix from your waste tank. Once you do this combination, you will still have a black that is black enough to deceive your printer that you have a black, and then you save a bottle of ink. In my country right now, a bottle of ink is around 7,000 or 8,000 naira. If you save 8,000 naira every time you buy a bottle of ink, that's like saving about 30% of cost on top of ink. That should do you some good. If you're in Nigeria, I assume that this is a breakthrough for you almost immediately. But if you're anywhere else in the world, if you're in a rich country, why not? You can just ignore this and forget about it. But if you're in a country where you need it, why not? Go ahead. Not everybody does it. I don't seem to do it so much anymore because it also has its downsides. But the downsides are not as much as the upside, I can guarantee you that. But for a while now, I have not used this method to print. But trust me, I've used it for several years and it has worked. And I can still go back to it another 2 weeks if I want to. But sometimes I let my machine run on a solid black for a while and then I go back to waste. And there are sometimes I just continue with waste. Trust me, when I don't have enough cash to play with, I just use the black from the waste tank. Now I hope this has helped you. If it has helped you, I need you to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, turn on the notification bell, so that when I do a new video, you may be able to get access to it. Thank you very much. It was really nice having you. Have a lovely day.